Ladies and gentlemen, this is World Thrift Live. I'm Nick Fanning. This is Alessandro. We make up World Thrift. We've got a special guest from across the pond. His Instagram handle is the Vault.
Alright, we're going to try this again. We're going to try to have the Vault Manchester hop on again. We had a bad connection the first time. This is World Thrift Live, though. This is the Vault Manchester episode. We're super excited. This is a surprise episode. I actually just got him to agree to this recently. Thank you to everyone that's watching and tuning in. If you have any questions, drop them down below. Okay, my man, Ladi, go ahead and just send another request. Okay, there it is. Perfect. Let's try this again. Shit. Okay. And we're connecting now. As always, guys, we're going to take viewer questions, so if you have any, just drop them down below.
Hello.
Ladi, can you hear us?
Yo!
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Cool. Yeah, I think that's a lot better.
Perfect.
Perfect. All right, perfect. Okay. So, like I was saying before, we're going to just kind of run through some of the questions we ask most of the people we do the interviews with. But then this one, I kind of want to just free flow a little bit. Like I said, I've been following your account for a while. You've got like a really great collection. We've actually talked about a couple pieces, and you've been doing some really cool things lately. You've been traveling a lot, and you just did something recently with Depop, right?
Yeah, the Depop thing was last Monday in Leeds, which is the north of England, and that was like a pop-up that basically created a church, got a few dealers there. It was pretty interesting, sold a few items, met a few good people, so it was pretty cool.
Awesome. That's awesome. All right, cool. So, yeah, we'll dive in. So, real quick, just give us your name, your age, and then where you're from and where you're based out of currently.
Okay. So my name is Ladi. I'm 28 years old. I'm from Middlesbrough, which is the northeast of England, about 6 hours from London, but I'm based in Manchester. So I've been in Manchester for 5 years now.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so tell us about your brand, and then if you have a store or anything like that, or if you're just mobile and online mostly.
Okay, so the Vault started in 2014, and when it initially started, it was a shop in Manchester. And the reason why it was called the Vault was because in the basement there was actual bank vaults. So if people came down, they'd notice there was an old school bank vault there. The sort of vault where obviously if you close behind you, you're pretty fucked. So that's when it all started. But I've been doing vintage for around 10 years. Started with just standard thrift. And then around 2013, 2014, I started dealing in vintage t-shirts. I found a nice little hookup and just went from there. So that's where it's got to now.
Is it just you solely, or do you have any business partners or anything?
It's just me solely. Obviously, I get people involved if I need them. So if I need help with photography or distribution or anything, that kind of thing, I've got people I can call upon, but the whole operation is run by myself. So obviously, it's a 24-hour thing all day, every day.
Absolutely. Yeah, the photos that you take are pretty awesome.
So yeah, it's pretty interesting, but obviously, at the moment, it's just online. I've got a studio in Manchester, so obviously, if anyone visits Manchester or London, they come to my studio or my office, which is in the central of Manchester. And yeah.
Nice. Yeah, like you were saying with the photos you take are pretty interesting. That's kind of one of the things that I've really been liking about what you've been doing lately. You've been really like you know, I don't know, just like strategically placing the photos or the pieces like on stairs, on buildings. The one you just posted, you hung on like a crosswalk type thing. I think those have been really cool. And I remember when I first found you, you were just posting. I think it was just on the mannequin, up against it was like a fireplace or something, right?
Yeah. I think what's happened now recently, because obviously there's so many people that's posting so much content day to day, and I'm seeing so many people doing so many different things, and there's the standard mannequin / floor / white piece of paper, that's kind of, it's a bit of a struggle these days. So obviously I'm trying to think of different things daily to
Right.
place the products, and obviously I find that they do better when I'm just wandering the street kind of thing with the t-shirts, place them
Right.
strategically, like you say. So obviously earlier, as I was walking home, placed it quickly on the down in New York on the traffic light, took a picture.
Yeah.
So it just looks better, looks a bit cooler.
And those other ones you did, like maybe earlier, yesterday or whatever, where they were on the black stairs, was that on the ones you're sitting on right now?
No, this is
No?
this was a hotel I was staying in 3 days ago,
Okay.
in the same area of Lower East Side, and I just noticed the stairs, and obviously the lighting was pretty good, so I just thought I'd take pictures there, kind of thing. But it's just things like that, kind of different places, different spaces.
It's cool though. It's cool though because it's clever and like basically one thing we like to do on this show is kind of just show how everyone does things differently, or even like how they're doing and running their business as their life is going on and progressing. And one thing I think is cool with you is right now you're traveling a lot. It's like you're saying like, oh, you were staying in that hotel, those stairs, they were there, the lighting was good, so you kind of just saw the opportunity. Or like today you were walking back and you just saw like right in New York, hanging on that light post, just like that spark, that creativity, and just like making it your own. I think that's cool, and it just shows people that like you don't necessarily have to have the set, you don't have to have all the lighting and the perfect white backdrop like you're saying, or the mannequin. Sometimes it's the more obscure things that people like and what catches their eye.
100%, 100%. That's literally it. Obviously, having the white background, that kind of thing, that's in an ideal word amazing, but at the same time, everybody's doing that. And you realize after a while that if you just post the same type of pictures, people just get bored. And it's all about, for me, it's all about having interaction with the people I'm selling to. And it's all about getting that picture where everyone likes it, they want to talk about it kind of thing, they want to buy it, they want to screenshot it. So obviously, I've just constantly got to try and think of different ideas. And it's fun, it's interesting. And when you're in places like New York too, there's that thing of, obviously, you're in New York, you might be here again, so you want to take pictures with the products in New York, get as much content as possible. So when I go back to the UK, I can use them pictures and whatever kind of thing. Because obviously in Manchester, it's pretty standard kind of thing. Like there's a lot of people doing it in Manchester kind of thing. So obviously, if I post t-shirts in obvious places, it's nothing new. But yeah, obviously in America, it's something different, something new, it's more interesting.
Now, do you ship worldwide? We had a question that popped up earlier. Do you ship worldwide?
Literally, worldwide is the only thing I do. I don't ship anything in the UK. Like, literally, my clients are in the US and Japan and Malaysia. Like, I don't really sell to anyone in the UK anymore. I used to sell in the UK a lot, but everything I sell goes back to America or to Japan or anything like that kind of thing. So, yes, I ship worldwide.
Is it just because, there's just so many people in your area doing it now, or?
There's just, in the UK, there's no market for vintage t-shirts at all. Like, no one really appreciates the value of the t-shirts. Not many people understand that certain t-shirts are worth certain prices and whatever else. But in America, it's a completely different ballgame kind of thing. Same in Japan. But obviously in America, if I'm getting vintage hip-hop tees, people are buying up, lapping up kind of thing. But in the UK, there's only certain t-shirts that will ever fetch the reasonable amount of money kind of thing. So it's not really, there's just no market at all in the UK, which is kind of a good thing for me because it means that I can get t-shirts really cheap because obviously a lot of people don't really care what they've got kind of thing.
Right. Is there anything in particular that you would say does hit in England? Like something people really do like over there?
Yeah, so for example, Oasis tees.
Say it again?
Things like Oasis, the Smiths, Morrissey, anything, Britpop, that sort of stuff. That sort of stuff does really well. Shoegaze is really well. But if it's just standard hip hop or movie tees, no one buys that. Nobody cares about that kind of thing. But to be honest, there's a few people that buy. Obviously, there's a few dealers, but realistically, it's not anywhere near the American market or the Japanese market.
Right. Yeah, no, I understand that because there's a couple guys I talked to in New Zealand that they'll always send me photos of a lot of the band tees and stuff that they have, the rock shirts, and they're like, "Hey man, do you want to buy any of these off me? I'll give them to you for super cheap. I know you can sell them over there. I just have no market for them here. And, you know, they're getting these crazy, you know, 80s band tees sometimes. They'll get them for like $5 and offer to sell them to me for like 20, and we know we can get like 60 plus for them. So yeah, I totally understand that for sure.
It's literally that kind of thing. But at the same time, in the UK, what's happening now is because of platforms like eBay and stuff, if people are posting certain items and not knowing what they've got people in Japan and America obviously messaging them straight away saying, "Oh, can I buy this for $100?" So straight away they're thinking, "Oh, this is worth money." So we've kind of got that thing where people are posting certain things and then realize it's worth money. So it's harder to find t-shirts. But at the same time, if you're on it 24/7, then you will find a reasonable amount of t-shirts in the UK.
We had someone else ask a question a minute ago. They said, "Tell us about the tie-dye type of shirt you're dropping next week."
Okay, so I actually bought that one at a current affairs this weekend off a dealer from San Francisco. But it's funny because that t-shirt, it's from Manchester. There's a guy in Manchester that sells them. And I didn't have that t-shirt, but I've bought t-shirts like it kind of thing. So I've kind of just literally bought it back and taken it back to the UK. But it's a great t-shirt, really rare, early 90s. And I've had a lot of messages about it. But it's one of the t-shirts where I had to pay quite a bit of money for it kind of thing. So obviously it's going to have to sell for a bit of money. But obviously it's worth that. But it's one of the t-shirts kind of thing where I saw it, I was like, oh, I can't not buy it kind of thing. It's one of them ones.
Yeah. Here, number 3. I'll have Nick ask you the next question.
Cool.
So, I mean, you sell a lot of pieces. What would be your own personal favorite, you know, brand? You know, what do you like to rock on a regular basis? Me, I like rocking Tommy. So what about
I like
you?
Polo. Is there any brand you like in particular?
I'm a vintage guy, so I wear a lot of vintage, a lot of plainer stuff. But obviously, if I was gonna buy a brand, I'd probably be more high-end kind of thing. So the Prada is that kind of thing. But obviously, when I say that, I'm buying the vintage pieces, not the expensive pieces. I'm that sort of person where I'll happily search for 2 days for one piece,
right?
As opposed to paying the expensive pricing kind of thing. So I'm always hunting for different things. I wear a lot of military clothing, a lot of like Mac, a lot of stuff like that kind of thing, a lot of like Carhartt, that type of stuff.
Right. You know what brand I've seen you've had a couple different pieces that they're the ones I really like. Not too many people like it over here, but I actually didn't get introduced to it until I went over. My dad actually lives in London, so I've been over and visited him a couple times. But is some of the Benetton pieces that you've posted?
Okay, yeah. So Benetton, it's interesting. It's really common in the UK.
Right.
Extremely common in the UK. So there's a lot of dealers in the UK that deal in things like Benetton, Best Company, that type of stuff. So obviously it's quite easy to find. But obviously Benetton in the UK, the prices are quite high. But obviously if you look hard, you can find it. So obviously in the past I've bought Benetton t-shirts. That jacket I had, the Formula 1 jacket, I sold that quite recently. But obviously like the rugby polo, that's quite rare. So obviously a lot of people go for that sort of stuff. But not really, if I see it, I buy it. But obviously only the right price. But it's a great brand. It's one of them things where you're buying quality. And that's what I'm about kind of. I'd rather buy quality than buy stuff that's not good quality kind of thing and no one's going to buy off you kind of thing. So Benetton it's a safety bet in the UK, but a lot of people sell it in the UK. So if you come to London, like you said, to see your dad, you can find it all day.
Right. Okay, let's see. Man, we're getting a good amount of viewer questions. This is good. All right, hold on. Let's see. Let me see. What high-cost vintage is easier to find in UK than US? If you don't know, I don't really understand that. Okay. Never mind. All right, that question's kind of, I don't really get it. But okay, so here's just a random question. Out of your whole collection, what would you say it's mainly made up of? Is it mainly like rap tees, maybe music tees, just a lot of random vintage? designer brands, kind of just a big mix? Basically, if there's like one thing that you could be, if you're known for, what would you say that is?
I'd say that I'm known for universal stuff. So I'm known for rap. I've actually 3 or 4 years ago, I'd say I was definitely known more so for rap tees. When I first started selling these t-shirts, I had so many rap tees. Like literally, the book rap tees, I had every t-shirt in there pretty much that was on Winterlands or Hanes, if like I had them t-shirts. But these days, I'd say I'm known for rock, metal, movie tees. I've got so many different layers of it kind of thing, but I don't really specifically buy just, like back in the day, I could only buy rap tees, but now it's like rock, movie tees, all sorts of stuff. So I'd say my collection's filled with everything. And at certain times, I'll have more of certain things. And then sometimes I'll have like literally no rap tees at all. Then I'll go hunting for 2 weeks and I'll find those rap tees. Then one night in the morning, I've got loads of movie tees, I've got loads of rock tees, loads of tie-dyes. But then obviously, once they sell, then it's back to like different things. So it's up and down. Every week it's something different kind of thing. So I could have lots of different things all the time. Quite interesting.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, that was for sure one of the, when I first started following you, that was one of the things I caught on to is, you know, a lot of, like, we don't even have that many, I don't even think we really have any rap tees. We might have like a couple, but it was just, to me, it was so cool because, like I said, I first knew you for, you were posting, it was on the mannequin in front of the fireplace, and I was like, yo, this guy's just always posting dope stuff. Then you started taking photos, I think it was maybe on a mannequin or you would hang it up, but there was like a big like shelves in the back.
Yeah.
And you'd post a freaking Nirvana shirt and you got 10 stacked up behind it. And I'm like, yo, this guy, he's got multiples of everything. Like people kill for that one shirt he has and he's got 10 of them.
Do you know what's funny with that? That's what people know me for, kind of thing. Because obviously I find a lot of dead stocks, I find a lot of multiple items kind of thing. So for example, that Nirvana you talk about kind of thing, some guy messaged me, messaged me on Depop actually saying, do you want to buy this jumper? And I was like, yeah, I'll buy it. And then he said, oh, I've got more of them. I said, you got more of them? Okay, how many more? I've got 200. I was like, 200? And he's like, yeah. So he gave me a price for 200. And to be honest, the price he gave me was really, really good. I'm not going to say what, but it was really good kind of thing. So I was like, right, I'll take all them. But that's the thing, in the UK, because there's no market for it, nobody can sell it. And obviously I've worked hard over the last few years to build a following of people who only buy t-shirts kind of thing. So people who, my friends don't follow me because there's no point following me kind of thing. Like, I only have people who, like yourself, who are interested in t-shirts, interested in the bands kind of thing. So obviously, certain things I can definitely sell. So that's why people in the UK contact me because they know that I can sell it for them or I can buy it or whatever. So it's interesting.
Cool. That's awesome. Well, look, we got one person, Jersey Pat NY says, the Vault MCR, you are the GOAT, the end. So that's pretty dope. And another, all right here, Ladi is the GOAT, realist in the game. We've got a GOAT emoji and this. So these are all not necessarily denied, you know, like we've got a lot of episodes lined up on this, and like I said from the get-go, this was kind of like almost a secret episode. This is one that it happened very last minute, but we've definitely been wanting to get you on this, man, because I would say we definitely follow a lot of people, and I definitely love your collection, dude. And I wouldn't put I'd put money on it to say you have one of the best ones in the world for sure. So we're definitely honored to have you, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. That means a lot from someone from America. That's another thing too. I'm from the UK, so when I'm in the UK, kind of thing, there's no appreciation. Nobody really cares. If I was selling Stone Island, Prada, that kind of thing, then obviously people would care. But obviously in the UK, that's a completely different market. So obviously when you take on like the American market, Japanese market, I'm seeing a lot of people with unbelievable collections and unbelievable stuff for people thrifting day in, day out kind of thing.
Right.
So the fact that I can kind of compete with them at that level, it's amazing. So I appreciate all that.
Absolutely. Do you feel like the vintage market is growing at all in the UK with just how big it's getting in general? Like, I feel like it's really become commercialized. There's the people like Round Two really putting it on like an international level. And then on top of that, they've even spotlighted some guys that are already doing really good things over in England. Like, I'm pretty sure you're probably familiar with the Duke's Cupboard guys.
Okay, yeah. I think the vintage market in the UK, it's growing massively. It's grown like from when I started, so from 10 years ago kind of thing, it's a different level kind of thing. So when Depop came around, that's when obviously it became accessible for everyone. So everyone started selling items in the wardrobe. Everyone was trying to thrift and find vintage. Obviously the thrift scene in the UK is completely different to your thrift scene. Like you've got Goodwills the size of supermarkets. We've got small little charity shops that are full of terrible things. So it's a lot harder. Obviously, it's massively grown. Then obviously you've got things like you say, Round Two, that's obviously building this resale market, which is good and bad. It's good in the sense that obviously if you've got good stuff, you get the value for it kind of thing. But it's bad because obviously there's certain items that are worth certain amounts of money, but people think they are. So we've got things like Bon Jovi tees for $100, and it's like Bon Jovi's not worth $100. But that's a different argument kind of thing. But it's
Right.
perfect, man. It's UK, it's good. It's a lot harder for me to find stuff, but at the same time, it means I'm still seeing a lot more stuff on the market. Because obviously, with band tees, it's kind of the sort of thing in the UK where people will just keep in the wardrobe, they won't sell it because they think, oh, no one's going to buy it. But these days, because they're seeing that obviously people like myself are selling t-shirts, they're like, okay, I've got a t-shirt in the wardrobe, let me put this online, let him message him. So I'm finding a lot of stuff, that kind of thing. But it's growing. But the thing about vintage in the UK is, in the US, basically, when you walk in a vintage shop in the US, you can literally say to the person behind the desk, oh, is like ProSell, is Brian there? And he'll be there kind of thing. In the UK, the vintage shops are owned by big companies kind of thing, so there's no owner. It's just like kids running the shop kind of thing. So obviously they can pick out the best things kind of thing. There's no, like, other than places like Duke's Cupboard kind of thing, where you've got like obviously Marlo and Ned there kind of thing. There's no real shops where you can speak to the actual owner or the dealer and have conversations kind of things. Like I said, I've met so many people in the UK who when they meet me like, oh shit, you've got amazing stuff kind of thing, can I buy it? Like these are like shop owners. I'm like, yeah, of course. But obviously, I can come to the US, walk around every shop in New York and literally talk to the owners and sell them items. Same with LA. But in London, you couldn't do that because the shop owners, the big companies, you say, do you know the owner? Oh, he's not, he's somewhere in the Bahamas kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of shit. So completely different.
So where do you see yourself, goal-wise, long-term? I mean, would it be possible to open up a shop even though it's still small? Or where would you see yourself with the ball?
I think the shop thing, because I did a shop for a year and a half, I think that's kind of done in the UK. It's not really the market for it. You never say never. If I end up in London again, I used to live in London for 6 years. So I've been and done London. So if I ever move back, I'll probably consider opening a shop there. But I think what I'm doing now, what I'm working on now is, I'm working on basically stocking t-shirts in as many shops as possible around the world. I want to be able to Tokyo, I want to be going to Australia, I want to go to New Zealand, I want to go to these places and meet all the dealers and obviously stock them with t-shirts. I want to do pop in the US, I want to do pop-ups in New Zealand. I'd rather travel and take my stuff with me as opposed to staying in the shop and kind of just selling t-shirts over the counter kind of thing. I'm done with that kind of thing.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of like when you went to LA recently and you were like, hey, I'm going to be in LA next week. Hit me up if you want to buy or sell anything, right?
Yeah. Literally that kind of thing. If I go to LA, I'm going to take 200 t-shirts. Right. I'm going to go to every shop there, and if you want to buy it, you want to buy it. If you don't want to buy it, no worries. Obviously, there's loads of dealers, there's loads of kids, there's loads of people, so I can go there, I can go to flea markets, I can do trades, I can sell t-shirts. That's what I'm about kind of thing. Same in New York, did the same thing this time. Obviously, the reason I came this time was for to meet some friends, so I didn't really do much selling. But I still brought 50 t-shirts kind of thing.
Right.
Went to Metropolis, went to ProSell, went to a few more people kind of thing, did a few trades, so got some good items. Because that's what it's about kind of thing. There's certain things that just don't sell for me, but if I put them in Metropolis, they'll sell straight away kind of thing. So there's certain things that I sell, and I'll sell straight away. So it's better to just do quick trades than
Yeah.
sit on the shit. No one buys it. So I just come to these countries and I do trades. It's not always about money. It's more about just getting good
Connection.
food. Yeah.
That's cool, man. To be honest, I like that. That's a good goal. You know, you basically you carry around a couple